Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. O'Connor and Company.
It's 5:07. Good morning, and it's November, the third day of November. We're flying through 2025 like it didn't even happen. Coming up at 6:05, Mark Mix, president of National Right to Work Committee. You care about the right to work in Virginia, you better be activated for tomorrow's election. 6:35, Tim Graham of Newsbusters will join us. 7:05, Joe DeGeneva. 8:05, Sean Spicer. Right now, it's Julie Gunlock. Julie, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
You expected me to ramble on and on about things. I'm sorry. I'm
not ready.
I'm confused because they give you this extra hour when you fall back. And yeah. I still don't know exactly what to do with it. I've kept it in my back pocket. It's just sort of sitting there. I'm reserving it because I didn't have any good idea for it.
This morning, Larry asked us in show prep. He was like, "So, what'd you guys do with that extra hour?"
Yeah. Oh, most people just use it to sleep. No, not me.
That's right.
Ooh, no.
What'd you do? Go run another marathon or something?
Yeah, in an hour. Yeah, that'll be the day. Did you remember? Were you late for anything or early? Actually, I guess you would have been.
Okay,
early.
I'm gonna tell you this is really embarrassing. I forgot about daylight savings time, and so I didn't realize until later. I happened to look at the microwave, which is the only clock that isn't.
It was blinking at you like your grandfather's VCR.
I totally missed this. Yeah, I was kind of running around the house doing lots of laundry and chores and things like that, so I wasn't really paying attention. Anyway, well, there you go. What about you?
When I was a bachelor one year, I sort of set it up as a goal to not, the microwave and the oven were blinking at me, or it was an hour off, right? And I just let it ride until it was time to spring forward again.
Did you really?
Yeah. And I actually did. I made it all the way through the winter. It was like, oh yeah, I should probably change that. But I don't gauge my life by my microwave clock, right? Because we all have a,
You'd think the blinking would have annoyed you, but I guess not.
It didn't actually blink. It only blinks when we have a power outage.
But it was just off.
It was just an hour. Yeah, it was an
months.
hour off. And I just, you know what? I'm going to let it ride. I got no wife. I'm a bachelor again. Who's going to yell at me? Who's going to scold me? Who's going to say? That's my favorite is when the wife says, "Will you please change these clocks?" It's like, it's literally easy enough for a 6-year-old to do it. I'm not doing it because I don't know how.
This is the one thing that I will not do for 3 months. I have these tics, and one of them is I am really bad about unpacking after a trip.
Oh, yeah.
Are you like this?
I am not, but someone else who lives in my house is like that.
I went on a trip recently. I was off the show for a week because I had another work trip.
Yes, I'm still dealing with the complaint emails. Yeah.
And I am so ashamed. My suitcase is still, I have a really big walk-in closet, so my suitcase is still tucked back there. And Darren, my husband, is always like, "Don't you have clothes you want to wear? Like, is there something in the suitcase that you need?" I'm like, Yeah. Anyway, that and clocks, I just am really bad about. Thank God Darren takes care of everything. But the one in my car, it will be the wrong time. And this is what will happen, Larry. I'll get in the car and I'll be driving along and I'll look and I'll think, I'm an hour late, right? I'll literally convince myself. And then I'll say, you should change that. And then, but I'm driving, so I can't change it while I'm driving.
Right.
And then I park and then I get out and then I get in my car and then I don't think about it again. So this will go on and on. This whole pattern will go on and on for months. There's probably medication for this, Larry.
This is why during the morning commute you turn to a professional radio broadcast like O'Connor and Company, because every couple of minutes we let you know what time it is. By the way, it's 5:11. Larry O'Connor with Julie Gunlock.
5:11. It is not 4:11 or 6:11. What?
No, it would be 6:11. We fell back.
6:11.
So
okay.
Yeah, no, I have not slept well for the last couple of days. So I was actually awake as the clocks fell back. I experienced it in real time, which is weird. But it reminds me of my favorite Cheers episode when Norm and Cliff are there, and then it's closing time because bars close at 2:00 in the morning, and they're leaving. And Woody says, "Hey, don't forget to set your clocks back, everybody." It's like, "Oh, is that today?" Yeah. So right now it's actually 1 a.m. and they stop at the door, turn around. Give us another round then, there, Woody. It's a great scene when you actually in real time can experience the extra hour. I guess I didn't really sleep in better because I was up all night, or I was up for many hours in the middle of the night. It's weird when you go back to sleep when you're used to waking up in the morning.
Larry, did you go to that big MAGA Halloween blowout this week?
I did not. I saw the.
But you did hear about it, right?
I saw the pictures of it. Look at how Trump is partying. Well, Americans are going without their snap coverage.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the Mar-a-Lago one. It was in D.C.
Oh. No, I
didn't.
DuPont
area.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't go either. I don't think I.
In DuPont.
It was.
It's like always in the gay neighborhood. In L.A., it's always in West Hollywood. Adam Schiff, by the way, put out a picture of himself in West Hollywood at the Halloween parade, and I'm like,
look,
okay.
The gays, they know how to throw a party.
Yeah,
of course,
I suppose.
It's in the gay neighborhood.
Although it was jarring last night at 5:30 when it was like pitch black outside, wasn't it? This is the downfall of going back to standard time. The big debate in the Senate right now, we haven't even talked about Halloween candy. The big debate in the Senate is not whether to lock down the clocks, because I think everybody for the most part is in favor of stopping this madness of changing the clocks. But the debate is, where do you lock it down? Right. And I've heard two prominent senators arguing one way or the other. Tom Cotton does not want to keep it at daylight savings time because he is concerned that children will be going to school very dark in the morning. And Tommy Tuberville has said we should lock it down in daylight savings time because that's best for the economy and best for lifestyle in terms of it not getting dark early.
I will say it is jarring to send your kids off to school like an hour before the sun comes up. My kids go to school sort of far away from our house.
Yeah.
And like across town and over a river and over a bridge. And so it's like, so we have to get them down to the bus. The bus takes them. Anyway, it's a hassle. And they leave so early in the morning. And so I have sympathy for that. But I also ultimately I just want them to lock it down. Pick something.
I'm with you.
We will all adjust.
I want to lock it down. I think I'm probably on Team Standard Time now. Because number one, it's always dark when we wake up regardless, right? Because of our work hours, number one.
Right.
But number two, in the summertime, and when we have to wake up early in the morning to do our job, there's like a 4-week window where it's so demoralizing to have to go to sleep with the sun still out.
Oh, and the kids playing.
And you hear kids playing outside, and it's like, I have to go to sleep, otherwise I can't wake up tomorrow. And
I literally have stomped my feet at times in the summer during that 4-week period. Where I have to go everybody gets to stay up. I have to go to bed. Yeah, so right. I get it.
In a moment, I want to find out about how your trick-or-treating went, because your house is legendary for trick-or-treating. What the best costume was that you saw. The best one I saw may have been from the vice president. And more on this Halloween /
post-Halloween. Yes.
Daylight savings extravaganza.
WMAL, making sense of the news. Live from the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios. Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
Happy post-Halloween here. Shouldn't we just, while we're making laws about daylight savings time and all that, can we just make it a law that Halloween is always on a Friday?
Yes.
It should just always be the Friday or the last Friday of October. Let's just make it the last Friday of October. It's the best.
It is.
And all you traditionalists, no, it's all Hallows Eve, and it's got to be on the 31st. Yeah, but when you're a kid and Halloween is on a day where you've got to wake up the next morning for school, it's atrocious. And it's really all about the kids, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, on your thing on the luggage and unpacking, this was a plague for us because as many people know, we usually go to the Caribbean in December for a vacation of sorts.
Yeah.
And when we come back, it's all summer clothes, right? It's all beach wear. It's all loungewear. So we come home, we just we don't need any of that clothes,
So it stays there.
Pretty much until
the summer. Yep.
Yeah.
This is me. I hate myself, honestly.
Did you? How was your trick or treating at your house?
Listen,
but before you answer, we broke records. I barely had candy left, which is good, by the way. But
I love how you all have heard my story. We live on a busy street that abuts. We are a border of this adorable neighborhood. There's one on the left. There's one on the right. We live on this.
But your front door is like people going 40, 50 miles an hour.
Well, they go about 35, but it's a major. It's one of the big sort of veins.
No one trick or treating there.
You should not trick or treat there. You should. I mean, you guys know that somebody was speeding so fast that they took out a light pole in front of my house and electric wires were over my driveway, and I literally could not leave the house. Like, I think people race on my street. So anyway, we don't get a lot of trick or treat. We don't get any. And I every year I tell the story of how my husband was yelling at a bunch of kids, going, "Come here, I have candy. Come over here," because we were so sad that we had no trick or treaters.
Yeah.
So yet again, now I have reached a milestone.
That's that house with that creepy man who screams at children.
Exactly.
To
Everyone
come
stay away from the. Yeah.
I've got candy, little boy.
And I remember standing behind him, going, "Honey, don't do that. Don't do that."
Does not sound good. No,
that does not sound good. Anyway, but I reached a real milestone. This was the first year that not only did nobody in my house go trick or treating. Now I've got my kids are in high school now, so they shouldn't. Although, kids go as fun little gangs, and it's fine. And because my one did go, but he went all the way over to McLean and hung out with his friends. He was at this Halloween party. My other son was at a baseball tournament, and then my oldest son and I just kind of hung around and watched movies and didn't do much of anything, which was kind of great.
That's awesome.
But it was kind of and my husband was out of town with my son doing the baseball
at the baseball tournament.
Yeah, so it was sort of anticlimactic. It just didn't feel like Halloween. No trick-or-treaters. Me and my son kind of watching movies, ordering pizza. It was fun. I loved it, but I feel like,
didn't feel like a Halloween. Yeah.
No, it didn't.
We had our friends Tommy and Sarah over. We did a nice dinner, got caught up because we hadn't seen each other in a couple of months, and it was lovely. And we just waited for the doorbell to ring, and we had a huge turnout.
That's what I'm going to do next year. I'm coming to your house.
Come on over. No, because people actually commute to our neighborhood to trick or treat. Because there were a lot of families. It was like, you don't live here, but that's okay. Right. Here's your candy. Right. Except for you always get the teenagers, and these teenagers they came up and they weren't in costume, and they're like, hey, I want some candy. But they were not. They were like smiling stuff. But I swear one of them had just been smoking pot. It's like, come on,
that
dude.
is so frustrating.
Crying out loud. Just to put in an effort. If you were trick-or-treating near the Naval Observatory, the residence of the Vice President, J.D. Vance himself greeted you at the door. He put out a video showing that. Cut 2 here.
Happy Halloween, kids. And remember, say thank you.
And he was dressed as himself in a meme.
He was so funny.
You know the fat J.D. Vance meme with the curly hair and the pudgy face and the
good for him.
That's how he dressed.
He always pokes fun at those people. The middle schoolers, walking around. Someone on Twitter, Christopher Scalia, he cracked me up. He said, if you're the kid, if your kid was one of the middle schoolers walking around my neighborhood wearing sweatpants and a hoodie because he was, quote, just being myself for Halloween, I'm the one who called you a lazy cheater.
You lazy cheater. Go Scalia. Vance's children, by the way, the boy was just, it looks like a cheetah or a leopard of sorts, and their daughter was a tomato. It's a good costume.
So cute.
But here's the problem: when you're the vice president, and you go trick or treating in the neighborhood. Your neighbors are it's the embassies. So you're like, what are you getting? Like, what does the Norwegian embassy put out? Like smoked herring?
I'm sure they had a place to go.
All right.
One picture, and I don't think. There was the White House Halloween party. That's not on Halloween, though. I think that's the day before, correct?
Yeah, they did that on Thursday night.
Yeah, I'm sure that they found a place to go. And I mean, it's not the end of the world.
I'm not worried about the Vances, but they took a lot of flack this week, so I want them to have a nice time with their kids.
Yes.
Anyway, that's the story of our Halloween, and now I have no candy left. And you have a bunch of. Were you the house that gave out the full size candy bars? Everyone was bragging about the full size candy bars this year.
Oh, I love people who brag about because what they're bragging about is I have so much money that I can just go and spend $500 on full-size candy bars. Anyway, no, we give them mini. First of all, I forgot to buy a bag of Halloween candy. So I did the Grinchiest thing. I turned the lights off in the front of the house.
Oh, we've had to do that in the past.
I lowered the shades.
Yeah, I've had
and
to
then
do that.
my oldest and I hung out in sort of the back of the house with like minimal lights on. I was terrified.
Yes, don't turn the light. Don't turn the light. Don't come in.
Yeah.
We had a fun-size mixture of Kit Kat, Butterfinger.
Fun size. So you're the
Fun
cheapies
size.
with
Of course.
the little.
Well, no, kids don't need the full candy bar.
Did you do the old man on the lawn thing and scream, "Only take one! Only take one!"
No, I let them take handfuls if they want. Come on, I'm not like that. It's 5:23.
Boy, the deep state does not like being confronted with facts. We'll explain. Keep it here. It's 5:30.
WMAL FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now. Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. O'Connor and Company.
It's 5:37. Thanks for tuning in here on O'Connor Company. Yes, it's 5:37, not 6:37. 5:37. Oh, that daylight savings time. Coming up at 6:05, Mark Mix, National Right to Work Committee. 6:35, Tim Graham, Media Research Center. 7:05, Joe DeGeneva. And 8:05, Sean Spicer. On this day before Election Day in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Thanks for joining us. It's Larry O'Connor alongside Julie Gunlock. And John Brennan appeared at some event. Not sure exactly what the full context was for this event. It was this weekend, Thursday night to be exact, at George Mason University. And he was questioned by, you might know this guy. He's great. He's on CNN a lot. He's a West Point graduate. His name is Thomas Speciale. Is that how you pronounce it, or is it just special? Not sure.
I think so.
There's an E at the end. He's a national security dude as well. And he confronted Brennan on a couple of things. First and foremost, the 2016 ICA used to say that Trump had, conspired with Vladimir Putin, as you know, and John Brennan was the engineer after Barack Obama ordered him to basically find intelligence data to support their conclusion, even though the evidence wasn't there. And they went ahead and used the Steele dossier. You'll remember when challenged by intelligence experts and veterans saying, we can't use the Steele dossier, it's bogus. Brennan, as the director of the CIA, replied in an email, yes, but it rings true, which is really all you need to slime and slander
destroy
people.
Someone.
Destroy people's lives. Yep. And yeah, absolutely. So John Brennan, let's start with that. He was then later confronted about the Hunter Biden laptop and engineering. He and 50 other intelligence community experts saying that it had all the hallmarks of Russian disinformation, which of course it didn't. Here's John Brennan asked about his involvement with the Steele dossier and the ICA, and he absolutely melts down. And as I play this, I want to remind you two things. Number one, Joe DeGeneva will be joining us at 7:05. And number two, Mr. Brennan, everything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Just remember that. Take a listen.
Was at the DNI when the first ICA was released regarding cyber influence on the 2016 election. I was there. I was working in the NIM. I read it. I also was involved in setting up the Principals Committee meeting that took place in December that resulted in President Obama directing a more fulsome, because I understand the difference between a cyber ICA and a total whole-of-government ICA intelligence collection on Russian involvement or influence in the election. And I noticed immediately in the ICA, the second ICA, because I had access to the classified ICA, that there were statements in that ICA that were not supported with the sourcing that was associated to the ICA, specifically that that Putin had directed the action and that Putin had, that the Russians were actively trying to support President Trump instead of just sow chaos.
Your question.
My question. There was an email that went around from General Clapper from General Clapper to yourself and Hayden. I'm sorry, not Hayden.
That's right.
Yourself and Comey, etc., that basically said we all got to get on board with this, otherwise it isn't going to work, basically. And I think that email puts everybody in the crosshairs. I would like to hear what your justification was for supporting the dossier that was known to be false being used as source material in the second ICA.
I don't know who put you up to this.
Nobody put me up to this, sir. I'm here on my own.
I don't know what role you played or who you are, but it's a bunch of that you just passed on.
Absolutely. The emails are clear, sir. The emails are clear. The emails are clear. The second question.
No, I think we're going to go. Look, we can talk about it. Talk about it in the reception.
Russian disinformation.
No, we didn't say that. Get the facts straight.
You said it was likely Russian disinformation.
No, we did not. We said
yes,
it.
you did.
No.
In that memo,
read the letter. I'm ignoring. Okay.
And I just
wow.
I know I'm going to get uninvited to the after hours.
No,
you're done.
Come on. All right, we're going to go over here. Let's go over here for a question.
Yeah, so jumping in there, you heard that was the moderator. Next. They don't want any questions like that.
Moving on. Yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable. And, the profanity, I don't know who put you up to this.
Immediately says, I don't know who put you up to this. Paranoid, unable. I mean, the thing is, Larry, what was so interesting about that, it wasn't a slow burn. He was immediately off his rocker angry.
Yeah.
It really tells you something.
Oh, when you see the video, he is dark and scowling, and how dare you? And I mean, it sort of sheds light on what it must have been like to work at the CIA and know that if you challenged him as a professional and said, this really, we shouldn't do this, he would come down your throat like this. That it sort of puts some color and flavor and emotion into some of these emails that we see from it. By the way, you also heard him say, the moderator is like, you can follow up at the reception. He did follow up at the reception. There's video of it. The audio isn't clear. And Brennan gets right in this guy's face and starts poking his finger and jabbing it into his chest, trying to bully him and intimidate him.
Yeah.
It's unhinged.
Larry, there was another moment, just really quickly. He mentions that the email went to, he starts listing these people, and he said Hayden.
Yeah. And
Hayden was on the panel, and someone took a clip of his reaction when Hayden's name, and Hayden, and then the person goes, "Oh, sorry, not Hayden," and Hayden goes, "Yeah," you could tell Hayden was so uncomfortable, and then to be named erroneously as being on that memo, and Hayden's quickly like, I was not on that memo. That tells you something. That tells you just how damaging this is.
We've got one other clip here. We'll get to in a second because this is important, I think. John Brennan is going to get indicted. Joe DeGenova joins us at 7:05. But a reporter sort of chased Brennan down at the Metro. Brennan's taking the Metro, by the way, out of George Mason. That's interesting. And wait till you hear how Brennan hides from this reporter and doesn't want to answer a question. That's in a moment. It's 5:44.
Mark Levin, weekdays 6 till 9 on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
It was George Mason's Schar School of Policy and Government. It was in Arlington at Van Meter Hall for George Mason at Mason Square. And it was a panel discussion Thursday night, the 30th, called The Directors. A conversation on intelligence and national security with General Michael Hayden, as you mentioned, who, by the way, as uncomfortable as he may have been to be cited as part of the Steele dossier intelligence community assessment on Putin and Trump, he may be uncomfortable being put in that team, but he's kind of a vile human being also.
Oh, absolutely. He's right there with them.
Gone out of his way to say Trump is Hitler, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
General Michael Hayden, Ellen McCarthy, and John Brennan. And it was this moment when John Brennan was confronted by his involvement in the ICA. And you almost heard the tone, I don't know who put you up to this. I don't know why we're inside the Beltway. No one asks these questions inside the Beltway. How dare you, sir? That's why I stay protected and cloistered in here. I only go on MSNBC where they never ask me anything of substance.
Right.
So then he pumps down to the Metro, And Nicholas Balassi is an independent journalist and actually does ask challenging questions. He happened to see him on the Metro, pulled out his cell phone, mobile, and said, "Hey, Director Brennan, while we're here, could like to follow up on that question that you dodged and started screaming at Thomas Speciale about. Here's how that went. Cut 4.
So I was just trying to get you to clear it up. If you saw the dossier before the election.
Read my memoir.
I've read excerpts of it. But
Read the rest of it.
Are you concerned about a possible indictment coming from DOJ? What do you think about the situation now? Anything you could say, sir. Just want to clear the record, give you a chance to talk.
So at this point, he pulls out his.
Did you see it?
Pulls out his mobile phone, like he's trying to text somebody, or he's in the middle of an important conversation.
It's the Paris Hilton strategy.
Yeah,
just look at your phone.
They're in the Metro, so it's like connections are spotty. Let's just say, but that's okay. I'm sure he's I'm calling an Uber. You're on the Metro platform, sir. But I don't think anything more happens there other than. But I do like to read my memoir. How's that work? I'm sorry, I'm not going to answer your questions. Buy my book where I put everything in after 8 different sets of eyes, controlled it and massaged it so that I could thread the needle on the truth.
Yeah, I also want to just connect some dots here. Recently, Obama was doing an interview, and he was talking about alternative media, like this guy with his cell phone down in the Metro who knows what happened, who understands what happened within the intelligence community, and gets his cell phone out, and he is an independent reporter, and he asks these tough questions, okay? Unlike Nora O'Donnell or Oprah's best friend or Stuffaluppagus, okay, who won't ask any tough questions, right? This guy did. He is the alternative media that is really shaking things up right now. And Obama was on an interview recently, and he said, we got to figure out ways to limit that alternative media. We got to figure out ways to stop this or to regulate it. And this is why. This is exactly why. Because Brennan has been put in a really tough position here. He has to answer these questions, whether he's speaking at an event or being confronted down in the Metro. They're not used to having to answer these questions because the media is so corrupt. And independent journalists like this guy, they are so important, especially today.
I agree. And afterwards, like I said, at the reception, he went after. Now, the audio is hard to hear in this one, but just you can hear a little bit of it. And Brennan is jabbing his finger forcefully into this guy's chest. I commented on this to the guy and said, I'm proud of you for not actually taking that finger and snapping it in two, because Brennan was trying to instigate a physical altercation.
He was.
Technically, he did, because he got physical in jabbing this guy's chest. Take a listen on this is on the Hunter Biden laptop.
I went through on the Hunter Biden laptop. Why say? Because I did it. And you misrepresented that. We never said it was disinformation. We said it was Russian influence operations, which is what they do. There's a big difference between influence operations. No, you don't know that. Yes, you don't know. Comey knew. The literature said it had all marks.
By the way, Thomas Speciale, and I apologize, he was the Republican nominee for Senate a couple of cycles back, if you remember, in 2020.
Great.
Running against Mark Warner, if I remember right. He's a good guy. And tangentially, Thomas Speciale was also defamed by Abigail Spanberger's campaign staff. Those depositions were released. They lied about him and said that he was in some way part of the insurrection on January 6th, which he was not. And they defamed him, lied about him during the campaign cycle, because it's okay to lie about your political opponent during a campaign cycle, or for that matter, fantasize about their violent murder, like Jay Jones and Abigail Spanberger apparently don't have a problem with. Anyway, that's who was doing this questioning, Thomas Speciale. And you could hear Joe Bray, you misrepresent. We never said it was Russian disinformation. We said it was
Russian information operation. I mean, it was
Russian disinformation operations. Very different. Big difference.
Huge
it was
difference.
A Russian influence operation, not disinformation. Right. Unbelievable. These are the ramblings of a guilty man. Now, if only he could get charged with a crime. It's 5:53.